Good day or good evening, whatever time it is at the time you're watching this video. Hello everyone, welcome in. Today's message is going to be from your inner child. Your inner child has been tapping into my energy field for a little bit of time now. And it's been trying to convey a message to you, and the inner child is feeling a little bit ignored. And so I'm going to sit down today with your inner child at the table. They brought me to some cards that they wanted me to use. And we're going to go ahead and see exactly what your inner child is trying to tell you at this time. We'll go ahead and start with the inner child oracles and get a couple of cards out here. That's interesting. There's a card hidden in here that is from a different deck. Now that's fun. That's totally fun, and that's totally going to be included. Cool. That's definitely part of the message here, is to expect the unexpected and embrace it and find the fun in it, for sure. Let's go ahead and move on to the animal apothecary real quick. Get a few from these. And lastly, the angel numbers. All right, let's go ahead and see what your inner child has been trying to communicate with you at this time. I'm really excited to see. I believe this is the I don't know. I don't remember the name of it. Oh, it's the crystal. It's the Aura Quartz card. Card number 6. I vaguely remember that card coming out in a reading a while back. And this might be a reminder message from that reading, and I really don't know which one it was. And I think it was the last time I used the crystal cards with the inner child deck. In any regard, the message that I'm hearing most potently from your inner child right now, before we even look further into the cards, is that you've been experiencing a lot of frustration that's being masked as anger. And the reason why this is occurring is because there's been a little bit too much seriousness going on, a little bit too much focus in maybe the work area of your life, and not allowing the fun to be integrated throughout your day. And this is why the frustrations are showing up as, anger or hostility, irritated kind of vibe. And I really feel like your inner child is just trying to come through and to show you that it's the lack of play, it's the lack of fun, and too much of a focus on things that are more serious. And I'm sure you've heard that saying, laugh more, play more. And sometimes it can be hard when your life is, there's a lot of responsibility. There's a lot of things that you're carrying throughout your day. And this is just kind of a gentle reminder that play and fun and laughter can come out throughout your entire day. It doesn't have to be, any certain set aside time that you can have fun while you're still working. The Aqua Aura Quartz represents connecting to infinite potential, a renewed sense of purpose, wonder, and awe. And I feel like your inner child is trying to express that there is a loss of wonder here. There's a loss of just being in love with life in general, and opening yourself up to the magic that can happen on a daily basis. When you think of the child, it's the innocence, it's the purity, It's the imagination. And this is what needs to be tapped into in order to kind of help with this frustrated, irritated vibe that you've been struggling with lately. And so I'm really glad that this Aqua Aura Quartz ended up being a part of this message. Aqua Aura Quartz is also a very soothing stone, and it helps you to connect with the upper realms. So there's this calling, to embrace the magic that comes with that kind of connection. And also being able to be soothed by the magic that can flow in when you open yourself up to your inner child within. Let's go ahead and uncover the actual inner child cards that came out along with this aqua quartz. We have do what you need to do. It may be difficult, but now is the time. And then we have listen. See, your inner child has something to say. It literally says that right there. And that's exactly what I've been feeling here as a message for the collective at this time. You have a lot of things in your life that you have to do, you need to do, and a lot of difficult things at that. But what's being left out of the equation here is that inner child that is just begging to have a place in all of these things that need to be done. On the flip side of that coin, this card also speaks about self-care as well, and doing what you need to do, what your body is calling you to do, what your mind is calling you to do in order to kind of sustain a more balanced nature. This card is a calling to have some reflection on things that you want versus the things that you need in life. And I'm actually kind of being called to just read this little paragraph here for this do what you need to do card. It says what we want and what we need can be two very different things. When this is the case, our wants and needs can differ between self-indulgence and self-care. If this card has appeared, it might be time to reflect on the difference between these two in your life. Honoring self-indulgence is a wonderful way to connect with ourselves, especially when done mindfully. Self-care can require us to do things that might be uncomfortable or unpleasant in the moment, but will benefit us in the long run. And as far as the exercise goes for this card, it says today, ask yourself if there is an act of beneficial self-care that you have been putting off because it isn't something you want to do. This is your sign to do what you need to do for yourself right now. And I really feel like that is what your inner child is most trying to reiterate to you at this time. There's something that you have been putting off, and it's something that is going to be beneficial for you in the future, but might bring some kind of unpleasant experience in the here and now. This is a calling that even though this isn't really something you want to do right now, it must be done in order to benefit you in the future. So whatever this thing is, it's definitely a calling. Even though you don't really want to, it's something that needs to be done, so to speak. Let's go ahead and see what the animal apothecary cards hold for you. We have abundance with the beautiful whale spirit. And it's actually reminding me of the beautiful bow-headed whale. I believe that's what this one is on this card. Looks just like it, but it's that whale in the Arctic where the one whale crashes through the icebergs in order to create a hole so that the other ones can breathe. So this might be something significant to you, I'm feeling. We have metamorphosis. And then we have the get out of your head card. That one's come up before as well. This one in particular reminds me of the caterpillar and how it transforms into a butterfly. And it's this process that the caterpillar doesn't necessarily question why they're doing it, you know? I mean, if you think about it for a minute, the caterpillar reaches a point in its transitional time that is kind of encoded within their bodies, you know, not necessarily within their mental, but within their bodies itself. And they don't know why they're adhering themselves to a leaf and hanging upside down. They don't know, you know, why the cocoon is beginning to form around its body, or not to sound morbid, but why its body is then turning to mush and reforming inside that cocoon. And it doesn't know why at some point it feels it needs to burst out of the cocoon, right? It doesn't ask questions, it just does. That's the bottom line to that story there. And that's what this is reminding me of here. And I love how that kind of relates to what this do what you need to do card is speaking of too. Because in order to turn into the butterfly, that caterpillar needs to go through that uncomfortable time period, right? And if it was conscious about it, it wouldn't necessarily want to do that because obviously it would cause pain. It would cause a big shift in their reality, going from walking and being grounded, you know, being bound to the ground and not having wings, and then transforming into something that can fly. It's not necessarily something that's fun. It's not necessarily something that they want to do, right? And so this is what your inner child is speaking of currently as well in relation to that story. There's something that needs to take place here that is going to cause discomfort, is going to cause frustration, and maybe a little bit of anger and pain, but it's necessary for your growth. It's necessary for you to proverbially grow your wings so you can fly and expand, right? Expand to your abundance in all areas, not just monetary. Being abundant spiritually speaking as well. And the fact that this get out of your head card is appearing as well, that's what the energy was I was feeling there at the top, where there's a little bit too much focus on the weight that is on your shoulders and the urgency to get things done without integration of the play, without integration of the whimsical, the magical reality that is trying to show itself to you. These cards are still pretty new to me, these animal apothecary, and something told me to look this card up in the book. And it is, in fact, the bowhead whale. I'm not sure if that was just a remembrance of a reading that I've done before or what, but it just kind of made me giggle because it's literally, it says bowheaded whale. And I love how it says within the book, to survive, the bowheaded whale must be in flow with the currents of the ocean. Just that part right there. It's something that they need to do, right? And it's not necessarily something that they want to do, but it needs to be done in order for their survival. For them, going with the flow is the path of least resistance. And it seems as if your inner child is bringing this up because you are in an energy of frustration at this time. And perhaps you don't quite understand why. And the reason why is because there is sort of this remembrance of flow that needs to happen within your energy. And once this remembrance occurs and you remember to flow instead of trying to push past the currents, the ease and the peace and the joy and the happiness and all of that will be able to be opened up for you so that this kind of life experience can be more enjoyable. Your inner child wants you to be able to enjoy life, even if you are doing the mundane 3D tasks that are necessary on a daily basis. This card is also a calling to release any negative thinking, any worry, and to be able to rest assured that whatever is currently, bringing in this kind of frustration and discord will begin to be dissipated once it is let go of. And it's reminding me of a meme that I saw earlier in this day. And it was a stick figure of a person, and they were holding on to a chain that was hooked to an anchor. And it said something along the lines of, sometimes we cannot float because we refuse to let go of what anchors us. And that's what this is kind of reminding me of here as well. A letting go so that a lighter feeling can be obtained. It even says within the book here, when we trust life and surrender, we work in flow. When we work in flow, we channel, which means to allow the universe to express through us. And so whatever this uncomfortable thing that is being brought up here that, really is necessary for you to be able to access this kind of flow and being able to allow these higher realms and the universe and source to be able to flow through you. And this is where you will start to realize the true self and how abundant it is. Instead of asking the universe what it can do for you, ask it, what can I do for you? That minor little tweak, And soon you'll discover that what comes in is better than you've ever expected before. So a letting go of the outcome of any given situation, I feel, is also a very big message here from the inner child. If we think about children and how they play, they don't really concentrate on an outcome when they're playing, They're just kind of going with the flow of things and being able to integrate the imagination in just about anything that they do. Let's go ahead and move on to the angel numbers and see what came out for you. We have 808 with security, and we have 525 with reshape. And that's kind of reiterating the little story about the caterpillar and the butterfly. There's something here that is trying to take on a new shape, a new way of being, moving on from one thing and turning into something completely different and even more beautiful than you can ever imagine. The cocoon provides security. And I feel as if your inner child is just letting you know that it is safe in doing this, that there is security in this. Your inner child would not be begging to be let out if it wasn't safe. It is safe to let go of the worry. It is safe to let go of any outcome. It is safe to play. It's safe to be free, like the butterfly. And with that, I am feeling the energies lifting, and that lets me know that the reading is complete. This is what your inner child wanted to bring to the table for you in this day. And I truly, truly appreciate your inner child for being brave and for stepping up to the plate for you. I thank each and every one of you for allowing the space for this message to come through. And I always have to say, if you like how I read, if you like what Spirit and I do here on this channel, don't forget to do the free things that helps us grow here on YouTube. Like, comment, subscribe, all those things. We truly appreciate it. Until next time, we love you. Bye.